So for the year,
Nikola Jokic is just that good. Truly, truly that good. And he dominates the Utah Jazz on the way to the Nuggets' third win. Jazz go to 0-6. We're talking about it next on Postcast.
You are Locked On Jazz, your daily podcast on the Utah Jazz. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
David Locke along with Ron Boone's Utah Jazz fall tonight, 123 to 129 to 103. Game was really done by three quarters when Jokic dominated the third quarter and took over this ball game. The Jazz tied it at 42 in a pretty impressive fire back when Jokic went to the bench. They were and got it tied. Then Jokic came back in the ball game, and by halftime, the Jazz were back down 9. In the third quarter, Bugaboos got them again as they were outscored 34-19 in that third quarter. And by the end of the night, it really got away from it. And Ron, even by the end of the night, some of the things the Jazz did really well, like not turning the ball over and things of that sort, kind of had come back to rear their ugly head.
Yeah, it really did. You end up with 24 turnovers, giving up 39 points. That is way too many. I mean, it's one thing to turn it over 24 times, but you're giving up 39 points off of those turnovers, and that's something that coaches just really frowned on. Taking care of the basketball, those are missed opportunities to score when you turn it over that much, and you just can't and you get 77 attempts. They had 82 attempts against the San Antonio Spurs, so they went down.
So the Jazz fall tonight. There were some bright spots in it early. I mean, they started the night shooting pretty well. They went 8 of 18 from 3, 3 of 8 from 3. Then the second quarter, they shot 10 of 21. So it really felt like kind of similar to San Antonio game where there had been some real progress made in that regards. The offense is really struggling, Ron. The offense tonight ends up with all those turnovers you just mentioned. There's a feeling on one level, I feel like it's sticking. The guys aren't just quite sure what to do. Our offensive rating was again below a point of possession. Is there any, without Lowry Markkanen, this team is 31 points per 100 possessions, less than it was without Jordan Clarkson. Let's make sure we understand what's going on. But what are your thoughts on what the offense can do, or is it perplexing?
I think this, David, and looking at our offense, we have a few guys maybe too many guys that are trying to make plays for others, getting in trouble and just not taking care of the basketball. I thought, all season long that with young players like this, they should be running maybe a passing game. This is something that, back when we played, that you pass, you go away, you're setting screens, you're cutting, you're slashing, those type of things where it's constant movement and you end up getting the defense to scramble. You can come out with some high percentage shots or something at the rim. I've always thought that with young teams that would work. But the way these guys are turning the ball over, I just wonder if even that would be the case.
Right. No, it's hard to tell right now. I mean, the easy way to not turn it over is to not pass.
It's great.
Simplify the game a little bit and not make it be like that. Lacey's saying there's no camera. We have our camera on, so I don't know, refresh or something. Our internet's not great here at Ball Arena, so that would be probably a little bit of it. The one kind of fun part of the night, well, there were some other things that were fun too, but, a bunch of guys, Filipowski got in foul trouble really, really early and had to sit down. John Collins got in foul trouble. So next thing you know, Mihailuk's kind of playing like a power forward, and Eubanks is playing big minutes. Those guys actually all kind of showed the professionals they are and played hard and well and got the Jazz back into the game a little bit.
With the leader being off the floor, meaning Laurie, and Laurie's, 16, 17 shots a ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, those are, and he's not scoring a lot, but he's averaging about 19 points a ball game so far this season. I mean, that is missed. And so where do you get those points from? Where do you get the good looks? Keontae's struggling, and we know he can shoot the basketball a lot better, and he's shooting it right now. My advice, David, is just keep plugging away. Just keep playing hard. If they take care of the basketball, they give themselves opportunities, and this, as you mentioned so often, the defense has not been bad. Wasn't very good tonight, but you won against a player that can just destroy you in Jokic.
Well, there's something strange about tonight. Denver is not a great three-point shooting team and not a high-volume team. Hit 16 of 32 from three, so the defensive rating is not going to look very good tonight because they went 16 of 33. Let's talk about Jokic for a second. He just completely dominates this game. The Jazz are they're trying to stay in it, and then Jokic goes out of the game, and the Jazz go on a nice run, and then by the time Jokic goes out of the game the second time, the game is over. Jokic is a plus 31 in 30 minutes tonight. He's as dominating an offensive force as there is in the league right now. He touches the ball more than anyone by a long shot. He touches the ball more in the front court than anyone. What are you seeing out of him, Ron?
So my question, and maybe to you, is what doesn't he do? I mean, what does he do well?
Does everything.
Nothing. He does everything.
Shooting 60% from three right now.
Exactly. I mean, and he sets his teammates up. He runs a pick and roll in the middle of the floor. He runs the post up. He passes the basketball well. And again, we talked about this many times. There's a couple of players in this league, and Jokic and Luka, that you can't speed up, and they just continue to make the right plays. The Jazz had a defensive scheme that they wanted to use on him tonight, but he figures it out.
Right.
He just gets it done.
The best players in this league I
hope they don't burn him out though. If they have to continue playing him almost 40 minutes a ball game, that's
Well, we came into here. Denver's 2-3 coming in here with all sorts of turmoil and head coach and front office supposedly not getting along, according to an ESPN article, and kind of Calvin Booth kind of admits it in the article. Actually, there was nothing in tonight's game, if I'm a Denver Nugget fan, that would make me not be worried about all the issues they had coming in. They hammered us with Jokic on the floor, but the game was tied at 42 because their bench couldn't play with Svi Mihailuk, Drew Eubanks, Patty Mills, Keontae George, and I don't even remember Johnny Juzang.
Yeah.
Like, those guys outplayed their bench really badly.
Yeah.
So there's actually nothing, and Russell Westbrook's just not good anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing about this game that if I'm Denver makes me be any less worried about their roster construction and what they have. And your point is great. Jokic's averaging 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists a game, playing 40 minutes a night until tonight. Not
only that, but the starting lineup that they usually have out there on the floor with Jamal and Brown and Porter, Gordon, all of them playing 35 minutes or more a ball game. So if they don't have the confidence or they don't have the bench play, they'll be struggling.
Right.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they are.
I think they're going to have a hard time making the playoffs. I think they're going to be in the play-in.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
And so that's a good – let's also tell you something about the West, right? That's more Oklahoma City's loaded, Minnesota's loaded, Dallas is loaded, Phoenix is loaded. The Warriors are playing really well. The Lakers seem good. Like, I think all six of those teams may be better than Denver.
No, but that's a good point. And if they don't make some moves, or they at least need one or two players that they can rely on coming off the bench, where they can maybe a player that can play two positions, something like that, then that would really help them. But as of what I see right now, Kelvin Booth was an ex-NBA player, and he should know better. Or
he's under orders not to spend the money.
Right.
All right, so pregame today, Will Hardy talked about that what we're looking for is consistency out of our young players, which is why, if you're wondering, we're doing reliability pluses for our players this year. Which players gave us a reliable, that gives coach a feeling of a reliability plus. So out of our starting lineup tonight, I'm going to give I'm going to give Keontae a reliability plus. If Keontae plays the game he played tonight, that's fine. And I would give Walker Kessler reliability plus.
Without a doubt. Kessler for sure. He gets the reliability for sure. I mean, he's in over 14 rebounds in 29 minutes. I think that might be a high as far as minutes, but he was productive. I mean, the things he was doing out there on the floor was and he's going against one of the best players in the league. He ended up with how many block shots did he end up with? 5 block shots. So without a doubt.
All right. Johnny Juzang, 17 points.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're doing that. Yes, Johnny Juzang for sure. Yes.
The one I'm not going to give a reliability square plus 2 is Bryce Sensabaugh, and I'm going to explain why. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bryce's shot looks great. He's worked super hard on it. I'm very excited about it. Something else isn't right. Coaches tell you what you need to know. Bryce is making shots on a roster of players that are not making shots, and he's only playing 16 minutes a night. So I'm deducing that something else isn't being done correctly that I'm not smart enough to see. Or else, on a roster that's shooting 40% from the floor and 30% from three, he'd be playing 26, 27, 28 minutes a night. Because he can really shoot it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be, and I saw, in 18 minutes, 16 minutes, he's a minus 12.
So we need to watch.
I'm going to pause a reliability square until I watch him or rewatch the game. Maybe I'll go retroactive and give him one, but I'm just gonna pause on that one. So so I have 3 reliability.
That's
squares.
all I have there as well. I have the same 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lacey keeps track of these for us. We greatly appreciate it. And 27 points, 16 rebounds, only 9 assists for Jokic. He couldn't get that 10th assist. Gosh forbid he didn't have 3
Got to
round
get rid of
numbers.
those 24 turnovers, man.
Russell Westbrook, by the way, went 2 for 11.
2 for 11,
Yep.
7 assists,
4 turnovers, 5 steals. Plays hard. All right, that wraps us up. Jazz fall to the Denver Nuggets. Final score is off the board in the building, which is awfully nice of them. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in. Ron, I greatly appreciate it. By the way, starting Monday, should be, maybe Tuesday, maybe Monday, should be the 24/7 national NBA channel on the YouTube for you all day long. NBA content from Locked On Locked On NBA, and also on Amazon Fire and News On and Local Now. Have a great one. On behalf of Ron, I'm David. See you.